Hey YouTube, this is TheKillerNacho. I have a mixed tier match here with my friend Fizzy Stardust, who's an old friend from Pojo, and he's a really great battler, so let's get started. So he leads with Mew, which is stupidly UU, but, actually it's not stupid, but, you know. It's a pretty good UU Pokemon, obviously. So I'm just going to go for a U-turn because I don't really have a whole lot to do with Infernape, and I kind of know what this thing does. I mean, this lead Mew, I've seen it used before by him and his friends, so I kind of figure he's just going to set up Stealth Rocks this turn. So I U-turn into my Miss Magius, and I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball to try to finish this thing, and I do get it, and that is pretty nice. So the Mew goes down, and the only annoying thing it's able to do is set up Stealth Rocks. So now he goes into his Colabian, which I think that's how you pronounce it, but it's this stupid blue goat thing. And I was thinking this thing would be special because most of them are, like Calm Mind I see a lot of, but it's not. It's a, physical set, and it has T-Wave, which really screwed me over because that sucks. So anyway, I go for a sub for some reason. I don't really remember why. I mean, that's probably a stupid play, but at least it protects me from one Iron Head, so I don't have to worry about a flinch. And I'm just going to go for a Hidden Power Fighting because it's really the best thing I can do just to get damage on this thing. It's super effective, and mine as well. I was kind of hoping that this was a Calm Mind one, so I could, like, Calm Mind it, and I think I can probably win a Calm Mind war against a Colabian with Miss Magius, but it didn't turn out that way. So, that stinks. So he's going to Iron Head again. I think this one KOs, and yes, it does. So that's pretty bad. So, yeah, for some reason I forget that I'm weak, that this thing's part fighting, and I go out into my Rape. Actually, I don't remember if I forgot, but I was kind of figuring he couldn't want to KO me. I just want to set up my rocks. He ends up going for a sub, which I did not expect, and is pretty annoying, actually. So I set up my own rocks, and that's not so bad because Stealth Rock's always nice, but now I kind of have to hope that I can, you know, tank some hits and break a sub with Gyro Ball. I mean, I know he's a lot faster than me. I mean, he outsped Miss Mages, so I know Gyro Ball should do quite a lot, but I was hoping for more because it does not break the sub, and that stinks. But good for me, his Sacred Sword, I think was called. That's his special move, but it is not going to be a 2-hit KO despite being fighting. So that's how awesome Ferrothorn is. And I'm thinking, you know what? He's not really going to be gaining hit points if he's taking damage from my Iron Barbs, and I just kind of want to break the sub. So I'm just going to stay in with my Ferrothorn and kind of just sacrifice it to weaken this thing to a point that it won't be able to recover, and I can revenge kill it. But yeah, that's what I do. I stay in again, going for another Gyro Ball. I don't know why. I don't know if he can. I don't think he can set up a sub. Maybe he can. I'm not sure. But if he does, then he's gonna die to his own little my Iron Barbs probably. So, yeah. He ends up just killing me, and that's not bad because this thing's pretty low. So I go into Shocker, which is my Raikou. I know I can outspeed, and I was kind of hoping he'd try to switch to save this thing, but he doesn't, which kind of sucks because I go for a sub, trying to get, you know, some kind of advantage on a switch, but it doesn't turn out that way. He goes for a Sacred Sword, and that's going to break my sub. So this pretty much forces me to kill him, which I guess is not so bad because this thing was completely owning me for a long time in this team. So I'm glad to get rid of this thing, quite honestly. So I go for the T-Bolt, gets rid of it, and that's not so bad. And I think I even the score up at 4-4. So that's not terrible. Okay, so, anyway, he goes out in Nidoking, and I should have realized something was up, because I mean, everyone knows that Raikou's faster than Nidoking, except this Nidoking is Choice Scarf, so, as soon as I see that he outspeeds me, I know it's Choice Scarfed, and I know it's going to be a big problem for this team. Choice Scarf, Nidoking is actually pretty interesting. I mean, you can't get the Life Orb bonus, obviously, but it does give you Nidoking some much-needed speed to become a really good revenge killer, Sheer Force Nidoking. So, definitely an interesting set. I'm going to have to try it out for myself sometime. But anyway, I go out into my Dragonite. I set up the Dragon Dance, knowing he's locked out into Earth Power, so he has to switch. He goes into Gyarados, and I kind of figure, you know, he doesn't have the Intimidate, which is cool. It's a Moxie Gyarados, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, I know he probably either has Ice Fang or Stone Edge. I decided to go for a Roost because that will get my multi-scale up and also get rid of one of the, you know, if it's Stone Edge or Ice Fang, it'll lose one of its one of my weaknesses to it, so I just kind of want to see which one he had. He goes for the Ice Fang. It doesn't do a whole lot after multi-scale, and I go for a Dragon Claw here, kind of hoping I can either kill it or I can survive an Ice Fang. And I survived the Ice Fang because I'm just pro like that. This Dragonite is awesome. And yeah, so I'm just going to finish off this Gyarados. But, as soon as I do it, I'm kind of like, wow, I kind of wish I went for another Dragon Dance instead of go for the Dragon Claw that first turn, because now I can't outspeed Nidoking still. I really, really should have gone for the second Dragon Dance because I needed that to outspeed this thing. But, yeah, I'm stupid. And he goes for an Ice Beam, which is kind of obvious. I probably should have switched, but whatever. Because now my last two Pokemon, I believe, are Infernape and Nidoking, so he can just switch out and lock himself into Earth Power, and there's pretty much nothing I can do. I decided just to go for a close combat on the switch, figuring it'll do decent damage to just about anything. He goes out into Salamence, which is like, well, okay, it won't do decent damage to Salamence, but then again, none of my moves really will, except if I decide to U-turn, but yeah, Nidoking can't outspeed Salamence because mine is a Life Orb set, not a Choice Scarf set. But anyway, I'm going to switch out basically because, I don't know. I don't even know why I switched out, just because I could. Yeah, going to Nidoking so it can die. And then I'm going to lock myself into Mach Punch, kind of figuring, that's my only way that I can even outspeed Nidoking. I need like some kind of super crit to actually kill the Nidoking, because I don't think a crit Mach Punch would even kill it. Even Choice Band, because this is Infernape, that's a Choice Band, but whatever. I decided to lock myself into Mach Punch, doesn't even kill the freaking Salamence, and yeah, that's the game. So, good game, Fizzy Stardust. We'll have to do it again sometime. Make sure you check out his channel. He's a pretty awesome YouTube channel for Pokemon videos. He's a pretty awesome guy. So check out his channel. Rate, comment, subscribe me, and, all that other good stuff. Rate, comment, subscribe, and all that, yeah, jazz. Today's question of the day is, what is your favorite Pokemon nature? There's obviously tons of good, competitive natures. Most of them, well, not actually most of them, but usually the speed plus natures and minus the attack natures, and there's certain other natures that are good. My favorite has always been Adamant, even though, I don't use a lot of Adamant Pokemon because Jolly tends to be better on most Pokemon, but I just have good memories of Adamant because I used to use this awesome, what's it called? Ninjask team, Ninjask Baton Pass. It used to be pretty sweet. I used to rate my friends with it, and I just loved the Adamant Pokemon because it always hit harder once they get a speed boost, and sometimes a Swords Dance. But anyway, leave a comment about your favorite Pokemon nature, and see you guys later. Peace out.